Today is very important day in Buddhism, which is Asalha Puja day, Asalha Full Moon day. And all over the world, especially in Buddhist countries, people who follow Buddhism, they are celebrating this day today. So Full Moon day of July, or Asalha Full Moon day, have one of the most significance day for the Buddhism. So, for example, when Prince Siddhartha, he left his house when he was trying to become ascetic, he left his palace. This is the day when he left his palace and his family in search of the truth, the dhamma. And he practiced, he went to see many people, whatever practices, those time happening in India. He met a few other ascetics. For example, he met firstly Alarkalam, then he met Udakramput, and he asked them if they know how to practice to get an enlightenment. They have taught few things, but that was not enough, not sufficient. And he realized that he need to learn more, he need to know more, especially if he want to get an enlightenment. And then he went and he practiced together with other 5 ascetics, especially Kondanya and 4 others. And it wasn't working again. And then he practiced very extreme level of meditation and other physical practices, and which never gave him whatever he needed, especially an enlightenment. And then he started to eat proper food, especially he practiced moderation. And then he developed, he searched for himself, by himself. And that is what he realized. Practicing in the middle way, he was able to get an enlightenment. So he discovered actually by himself how to get rid of all our problems or suffering and how to achieve the enlightenment. So after 6-year practices, different techniques, different way, finally at the age of 35 he achieved an enlightenment at Bodh Gaya under the Bodhi tree. And once he got an enlightenment, he thought, who should I teach? Who should I teach this very deep dhamma? What he realized that people are very different. People, they think differently. This dhamma, these teachings is very deep. And not everyone will be able to understand what I am saying. And then he reflect about lotus flower. So lotus flower, especially, it's originate from the mud. Its roots are always in the mud and leaves on the surface of water. But flowers itself is above the mud and water, it untouched by mud. And that is what he compared with the people actually. Everybody has 3 kind of mental ability who are very above, even they're born in this world, but still they have their mental ability is a bit higher, and they would be able to understand like a lotus flower. Some of them they won't be understand. So he, by thinking about this, he decided to teach the Dhamma to others, especially the wise people who would be able to understand his teachings. So first of all, he went to see 2 of ascetics who he met in the beginning, Alarkalam and Udakramput, but he realized, he knew that they died, they passed away. So then he went to see 5 other ascetics who also for some time they practiced together. And once he went to see them in Sarnath, in Deer Park, which is in Varanasi nowadays. Those 5 ascetics, they thought this Siddhartha Gautama has still an ordinary ascetic. He hasn't achieved any enlightenment, and also he's practicing different way, which is not extreme level of meditation, or his practice is not suitable because he's following the moderation. He's eating food and he's being more. They thought he's his practice is just opposite what they are practicing. So by thinking that, they decided we don't want to respect him when he will come to close to us. However, once Siddhartha Gautama he walked to these 5 ascetics, automatically they started to respect him. They started to take his bowl, his robes. They started to make cushions for him. They suddenly started to do all these respects, whatever they needed. And that time, Buddha decided to teach these 5 ascetics first discourses. After listening this first discourses, which is called Dhammachakka pavattan Sutta, Dhammachakka pavattan Sutta is very, very important, especially for Buddhism, because Dhammachakka pavattan Sutta, it contains the 4 noble truths, the Eightfold Path. So especially Buddha, whatever Buddha found, the essence of his teaching is 4 noble truths. So first one is Dukkha Arya Satcha. It means he found there is a problems, there is a suffering in this world. The second was Samudaya Arya Satcha. So he found if there is a problem, there is a suffering, there is the reason behind every single problem or suffering. And the reason, what he found was our craving, our greed. And then the third noble truth is if we eliminate our craving or greed, we can get to Nibbana. And then finally the Magga, the path he found, is Aryo Athangiko Maggo, the Eightfold Path. So this Eightfold Path is the way, especially when practice morality or sila, concentration, or practice of meditation, samadhi, and which can lead us to develop wisdom or panya. And that is how these teachings Buddha explained to these 5 ascetics. And once he completed his teachings, the monk, ascetic, his name was Kondanya, who was the senior ascetic among those 5, he got the first stage of an enlightenment, which is called Sotapan. And then he was very happy to hear, and then he requested to Buddha, please accept me as your disciple. I want to become a monk. I want to ordain as a monk now. So Buddha made him first disciple as a monk, and from there 3 or triple gem started in Buddhism. So we know that triple gem means 3 things: Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. So Buddha, the Buddha himself, and the Dhamma, his teachings, and the Sangha is the order of the monks. So from that day onward, 3 things completed. And this is why the triple gem, or Buddham, Dhammam, and Sangham, 3 things, 3 gems, is completed and started in Buddhism. This is why it also called Dhamma Day as well, because this is the main teachings Buddha given on that day. So this is how important day is today we are celebrating. So Buddha had first discourses, and also after some time Buddha have announced for monks or for laity to practice like Varsa retreat or rainy retreat, which also falls from Asalha full moon day up to the month of October. After that we celebrate Katina, our robe offering ceremony. So this is how today's day is very, very important, and I hope we should take an opportunity to practice and remember those Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, and practice on those qualities, and also practicing these 4 noble truths and Eightfold Path, which definitely will take us to achieve the enlightenment, the ultimate happiness. And this is what the Buddhism, Buddha encourages us to practice. So I hope this short Dhamma talk, I hope you have learned today that what is the significance of this full moon day of Asar in Buddhism. and let me know how do you find this Dhamma talk. Also, if you have any question, you can always ask, you can write, and I will always reply to you. So again, I wish you all the best, whoever listening this Dhamma talk, and I hope from this full moon day you will practice even in your lifetime, like 3 months. You can take as observe as maybe 8 precepts, 5 precepts, or also take aspiration to quit some of your habits which you think is a negative things, and try to improve maybe wholesome deeds or positive things in your life. So these 3 months you can also take an opportunity. So thank you again for listening.